Hello, everybody. I'm Robin, and these are my reflections. And today I am going to be going through the Literary Oracle Deck, a guide to the hidden lore of classic literature. It's a new release from Sterling Ethos. I picked it up from Amazon with the gift card that they sent me from you all using the links. So I am an Amazon affiliate. I always put links in the description box of my videos for anything that is for sale on Amazon. And whenever you guys use those links, I get credit. They credit me just a little bit, right? It's like a couple of cents per purchase. It adds up after a while. And when it adds up enough for me to purchase a deck, I always purchase one and bring it on the channel. I try to use it to buy things that are just a little bit different, a little bit off the beaten path, but still something that I am interested in and I think that you all might be interested in. So this is the Literary Oracle. Now, I think that this is cool because there have been quite a few fairy tale decks coming out, pop culture decks coming out, but not as many on literature. I have seen the Jane Austen, a couple of Jane Austen things, but this one is a mix and it is mass market. So I thought that that was kind of cool. I wanted to take a look and I wanted to bring you guys along with me. Now, I already removed the plastic. So I did want to mention that it did come wrapped in this plastic. There was no ad on the box. It's just this advertisement that's like a sticker that came on the plastic that the box was wrapped in, and there was no other plastic. So I wanted to show that to you. So if you buy this and you're wondering, that's how it came. And this was the advertisement. It says 55 cards, detailed guidebook, read, dream, manifest. And this is from Union Square Gift. I think I said Sterling Ethos earlier. Is actually Union Square Gift. Sorry about that. So it says within the world's great works of literature are primal archetypes that speak to us across the centuries and can inform our choices, and powerful characters that provide guidance to unlock our hidden strengths. Inside this deck, you'll find 55 oracle cards and a detailed guidebook to help you discover the mystical literary lore that hides within your bookshelf. So it opens like a book. There's no fold over here. It just opens like that. We have the book. It looks like a OG library. There was no plastic on the inside, and I don't believe there was any kind of wrapping on the cards. There might have been. I can't remember. This book, it has glossy pages, the introduction, how to use a deck, the cards, and my reading journal. The reading journal is just tells you about the cards. So we will get there. The introduction talks a little bit about, and you can take a screenshot and read that if you're interested, but this is basically just talking about the inspiration behind why they decided to choose literary characters to illustrate the things that you would in an oracle deck. Why are we using these characters? And it says it's almost like there's a kind of magic in the tales. Pippin, his ambition, Jo March and her passion, Ahab and his mad quest for the whale. These and other great literary archetypes possess a power to unveil and untangle our own stories, providing us guidance and affirmations to tackle life's greatest mysteries and our own unique challenges. So it says this deck looks to the questions posed by great literature as one would look to an oracle. Inside of these important and powerful tales are strong souls who can guide you, damaging impulses you can work to avoid, and surprising portents that might not be what they first seem to be. Human nature is complex and full of hidden wonders. You yourself are a repository of strengths and talents that simply need to be understood and unlocked. The cards in this deck, when thoughtfully considered and sincerely read, can provide a map forward through life's struggles. Clear eyed visions will await you, or perhaps a deeper love for the mysteries and the power of the unknowing. The answers are in the questions, after all. And then it talks about how to use the deck. So, you grow comfortable with your oracle, sit with it, look through it, explore what it's like to lay out the cards in three, five, how they go together, what you can take from them, read from the book, all those kinds of things. And then when you get into the write ups, they're all the same. There's a 2-page spread for the write up. You have the title that's on the card. You have 3 keywords, which are not on the card, some guidance, and an affirmation. And then over here, you have the name of the character that you see on the card, which is written on the card. But then what's not written on the card, you have the name of the book or the whatever the work. It could be a play or something else. So poetry. So wherever the work is that this character came from, you have the name and the author, and then a little bit about that part of their life that landed them here on the or that part of their story, I should say, that landed them here on this card, and then a quote. And it's like that for every card. So if you're into literature, this it's mostly classic literature, and I would say it's mostly European. There's a couple of American. There's a few plays. I think there's a William Shakespeare play in here for sure. I can't remember if there are others, and I think there's one or two from Russia. I thought I saw Tolstoy. There's a few people from around. So if you like stories and characters and using that to divine with, then I think that this one could be something interesting. There's a mix of archetypes and just keywords, so we'll take a look. Let's zoom in and look at the cards. Okay, so this is what the cards look like. All of the borders are the same. You have the numbers in the corner. The title of the card is here on the side, and then the character is here, and that's what you have. And then you have your picture in the middle. So we start with Odysseus from the Odyssey. You have Grendel from Beowulf. Oh, sorry, I'm out of frame. I'm already messing up. This is the Sage from the Count of Monte Cristo. This is Marmee from Little Women, and she is the nurturer. The Protector is Jean Valjean from Les Miserables. The Ally is Dr. Watson from Sherlock and them, Sherlock and Holmes. The leader is King Arthur. The rebel is Elizabeth Bennet. So there are some nonfiction works in here as well. This one is from the narrative of the life of Frederick Douglass, an American slave. Alice is the innocent. The explorer, Gulliver. Don Quixote, the visionary. The grifter is the wizard. They made him the grifter. I thought that was funny. It made me chuckle. The creator is Dr. Jekyll. The the ex-colored man from the autobiography of an ex-colored man is the shapeshifter. The romantic is Emma. The risk taker is Robinson Crusoe. The poet is Emily Dickinson. It says here, hope is the thing with feathers that perches in the soul. One of her quotes from one of her books. There's a different quote in the book here. It says, the truth must dazzle gradually, or every man be blind. Anti-hero Heathcliff. The monster is the creature from Frankenstein's monster. The magician is the genie from the Thousand and One Night Tales. One of the stories from Thousand and One Nights. This is the vulnerable is Briar Rose. I believe that's a grim tale. The underdog is Oliver Twist. There are a couple of repeats from some of the stories. Like we already saw Elizabeth Bennet once, I believe, and here we have her again with Darcy on the Lovers. So sometimes you do see multiple characters from the same story. Like for instance, I think we saw Jane Eyre already, and here we have Bertha from the same story. The outcast, Gregor Samsa. I had to look this one up in the book because I was like, what is going on here? So this is from the Metamorphosis. I actually read this story in high school, but I forgot all about it. So this is where he transformed into an insect. Do you guys remember this story? Did you guys read it in high school? I was like, what is going on? And I was like, oh yeah, I forgot about that book. The divine, they listed the Iliad in the book for this one. And this is Manifestation. This is Edna Pontellier from The Awakening. Passion is Joe March, Little Women. And it says, I like adventure. I'm going to find some. Obsession is Captain Ahab. After that, whale. Justice is Rodion Raskolnikov is justice. This is from Crime and Punishment. Adventure is Huck Finn. Courage is Hester Prynne. Destruction is Colonel Kurtz. Family, Eliza. So there are some that list that feel more like archetypal and some that are just maybe places you might find yourself on the journey of life or things that you might feel. So we have ambition, enlightenment. This is Sid Hoffer, Sid Hoffer. Am I saying that right? I think I'm saying it wrong. I feel like I'm not saying it right. Temptation is Dorian Gray. Empathy is Mary. Truth is Anna Karenina. Love is Evelina Anvil. Let's see where she's from. I don't know. Um, from Evelina or the History of a Young Lady's Entrance into the World by Fanny Burney. Metamorphosis is Eliza Doolittle from Pygmalion, but some people might also know this story as My Fair Lady the musical. But it's of course it's literature, so of course they've taken the quote from the book. So the fall is Lily Bart. Wilderness is Buck. And this is from, hang on, let me look at that. This is from the story The Call of the Wild. So this is Buck from The Call of the Wild. The mountain is Satan. This is from the story Paradise Lost. And this is Sacagawea, The Journey. This is from the Lewis and Clark stories. Community is, let me see, Antonia Shamirda from My Antonia. Identity is Sir Percy Blakeney. I know this story as a play, but I'm guessing maybe it was a book as well at some point. This is from the Scarlet Pimpernel. Grief is Sydney Carton, A Tale of Two Cities. Homecoming. This is from the Odyssey. We have Penelope, Homecoming. Rebecca Sharp, Rebirth from the Little Women story. Creativity. This is Sun. I can't see. Hang on. Sun Wukong, the Monkey King. Time is Count Dracula. And Heaven and Hell, Dante's Inferno. Or well, I guess all of his stories, really, right? Not just Inferno. And then we've got the end from King Lear. And this is Lear. So here are the backs of the cards. They do remind me of end papers for like an old Victorian novel or something. The cards are about the height of, oh, there's no edging. And the card stock is like this, like squeaky cereal box kind of stock. That's the thickness. And the size is about the height, but wider than a Hay House card. So let me just, okay. So this is a regular tarot card. You can see they're taller and wider. And up against this card here, which is a Hay House card, they're the same height, but wider. So they're kind of chunky. And I think that's, it's good that they made them a little wider because of all the border. We need space. We want to see the cards, right? So I would say that this part here, probably about the size of a tarot card. Let's just see. Yeah. So the part in the middle is about the size of a tarot card. But then we've got the extra just so that we can have the writing and the title and the character and everything. So the numbers. And as I was thumbing through them, the numerology did seem to kind of add to the cards because we have like a 10 here and it's the end. And then this is a 9, the mountain, an 8, family, a 10 again, manifestation, a 4, vulnerable, An 8, the risk taker. Here's a 5 for protector. So I don't know. I mean, I think you could take something from the numbers. Um, I'm certainly going to try since they're on here 4 times. You know what I mean? I do think there's a good mix here. So we've got homecoming, grief, identity, community, mountain, the fall, love, truth, empathy, temptation, enlightenment, ambition, family, passion, manifestation, outcast, shadow, underdog, vulnerable, magician, monster. It's even monster, anti-hero. So let's give it a shuffle and see. Okay, so it shuffles nicely. Yeah, it shuffles nice. Even though the cards, they're bendy. They're not stiff. They shuffle really well. Um, yeah, that's a nice shuffle. Very nice shuffle. Even though they have that sort of squeaky feel to them, they're not stiff. They do have a little bit of a bounce to them. So Dr. Watson, the ally. So he's number 6. Let's find number 6 in the book and read. All right, if you'd like to read it for yourself. It says the ally, loyalty, companionship, trust, guidance. The ally walks by your side, a constant companion in times of both trial and triumph. This card suggests that help is near, though it may come from unexpected places. Look to your closest bonds for strength. And remember, you need not walk this path alone. Lean on your friends and allies, or be the steadfast support for someone else. You are not alone in this journey. Surround yourself with those you trust and allow them to support you. Likewise, offer your unwavering loyalty to those who need it. Affirmation: the universe wants to help us. I will look for help in unexpected places and humbly take it when I find it. I will in turn share my guidance and strength with others. Dr. Watson, the complete Sherlock Holmes, Sir Arthur Conan Doyle. As Sherlock Holmes's trusted companion, Dr. Watson assists in solving numerous complex cases. While he does not possess Holmes's brilliance, Watson's loyalty, courage, and keen observations make him an indispensable ally. And the quote here is, "You remind me of Edgar Allan Poe's Dupin. I had no idea that such individuals did exist outside of stories." All right. So that's the book. Let's try a couple of pairings. So one of the things that popped into my head when I was flipping through was the steampunk tarot. Now the black borders might not be the best match, but the I don't know, the content of the deck is based on Victoria era literature, right? So I thought maybe let's try them. So we have the Knight of Wands with the Three of Pentacles and the Grifter. So again, this is the steampunk tarot from Llewellyn. The Fall with the King of Wands and the Nine of Pentacles. The Protector with the Three of Wands and the Seven of Cups. Heaven and Hell with Temperance and the Three of Swords. So I have quite a few to go through, so we'll just do a few for each one. We'll stop there. And again, that's the Steampunk Tarot. Let's try the Old English Tarot. This is from US Game Systems. The artwork and just the quirkiness of it, I thought maybe. Let's see. Now this one has white borders. And a couple of them I have here have white borders. And this is more of like a tan, soft color, parchment looking border. So we'll see. I don't think that's terrible. It doesn't bug me so much. Three of Swords, Hermit, and the Sage. Three of Coins, the Nurturer, and the Ace of Wands. Six of Coins, Two of Cups, and the Magician. Let's read for the Magician because I'm wondering if it's going to be like it's not like the Magician in the tarot. So let's see what we've got for the Magician. This is number 21. Trickery, greed, and conjuring. It says the history of the magician is one of mixed messages. Do they help humankind or feed off them? Are they devious and devilish or benign and kindly? Are they even humans or are they demons? A magician at heart is a trickster, be they good or ill, turning nothings into some things. Interesting. And the affirmation says, in my life, I will encounter many things that are not what they seem. I refuse to be a puppet on strings. I will match my cunning with that of the magicians, knowing I too have tricks up my sleeves. I kind of like that. So that's not the first here if you want to read the rest here. That's not the first thing that popped into my mind, but the picture does kind of bring that forth, I think. And when you're thinking about the genie and Aladdin and all that kind of stuff, the 40 thieves from the 1001 Nights. So I can see that. And I kind of like having a card like that in a deck because archetype decks are so versatile. You can use them for anything, right? So I'm looking for a bunch of different types of decks here that I could use to do any kind of reading with this archetype deck. So this one I'm feeling. Again, that's the Old English Tarot by Maggie Keene from US Game Systems. Another really versatile deck, but can sometimes lean a little dark, is the Gregory Scott Tarot. Well, I wouldn't say it leans dark. I would say it supports heavier readings if I want to do them with this. And I thought the artwork kind of reminded me of the Gregory Scott Tarot when I was looking at it. So I wanted to try them together. So let's do that. We have the Two of Pentacles with the vulnerable and death, the moon, the Three of Pentacles, the shapeshifter, the with the ex-colored man and the moon and the Three of Pentacles. I think that's a pretty that's some synchronicity right there. So we've got the Ten of Swords with the Ace of Wands and the Divine. This mask here. I was looking at all of these things here. So I think at first I thought we were looking at like zodiac going around, but I don't think it is. I think they're different symbols for different goddesses and gods, right? Is that what that is? The Five of Wands with the Ace of Swords and Adventurer or Adventure. Eight of Wands, Seven of Swords, and the Warrior. So yeah, I don't mind this either. I think anything kind of like gouache looking, like they painted it with gouache or like a bold painterly look, bold watercolor, even if it's like this sort of, I think this is more of a digital watercolor. Don't quote me on that. I don't know for sure, but just from looking at it, I think anything like that could work with this. And there's lots of decks out there with this style artwork. So, and like I said, it's a very general, open-ended deck. Could probably be used for anything. So that's the Gregory Scott Tarot. I'm going through these in no order. I just have them stacked up here. This is the Tamara Tarot by Habatrot. This is a Kickstarter like indie deck. I think this deck is out of print. But if I find a link, I'll put it down below. But I think it's out of print. But if you have it, this might be a nice pair. Let's take a look. It made me think of it because of, as you can see, the borders reminded me of this. So that's why I pulled it off the shelf. So let's see. We've got the star with the Knight of Coins and wait, we saw this one already with Enlightenment. Okay. King of Coins, Eight of Wands, and the Hero. Two of Wands, Nine of Wands, and Love. Yeah, I think this is fun. And visually it's fun. It's interesting to my eyes. Leader, King Author, with the Page of Coins and the Moon. And one more. The Romantic. with the Eight of Cups and the Hanged Man. Somebody's changing their mind about romance here. I was worried that the border being so much darker on this one would bother me, but I don't think it does. I actually like this. That's the Tamara Tarot. And I do believe, I think this creator has another deck called the Habitat Trom. And I think that deck, I'm not sure, I don't have it, but I think the deck has similar, I think it has similar borders. So that one could go as well if you have that one. So this one is stepping outside of the box a little bit because it's so modern. This is the Cozy Witch Tarot deck by Amanda Lovelace. But I wanted to try them just because Amanda Lovelace is a poet. And yeah, I thought maybe that vibe will shine through and they could work together, you know? The Justice card with the Eight of Pentacles and the End. And it says, sorry, but fairies aren't going to come do all the work for you. Time, Count Dracula, with the Queen of Wands and the Six of Pentacles. Replace your self-doubt with self-confidence. Just picking one to read here. The Underdog, Oliver Twist, with the Six of Swords and the Queen of Cups. All aboard, Witch, it's time to write a new chapter. When life gets chaotic. Oh, Two of Pentacles. I'm sorry, I messed up. The Anti-Hero, Heathcliff, with the Two of Pentacles and the Broom. When life gets chaotic, find a way to get grounded and balanced. Tidy up your life so you can make space for something better. And one more. Destruction, with the Nine of Swords and the Queen of Swords. Don't you dare lower your voice for anyone. That is the Cozy Witch Tarot. Should we try it with the Hobbit Tarot? Now, this one is definitely out of print, but this might have even been out of print when I got it, to be honest. Pretty sure I bought this off eBay some years ago now. So, but I'm sure you might still be able to get it. These US games and Los Scarabeo decks, even when they go out of print, you know, you can still find them around because they sell so many of them, you know. Llewellyn as well. They sell so many while they're in print that, you know, the resale market is teeming with them usually. I thought, you know, it's The Hobbit. That's a literary tarot. Let's see how it goes. The Ten of Wands with Obsession and the Magician. I love the artwork together so far. The Emperor with the Knight of Swords and Identity. This is giving me energy. It feels energetic and exciting. Ten of Cups with the Knight of Wands and the Risk Taker. This could be fun, like in a big spread on the table. Six of Coins with the Six of Swords and the Wilderness. And the Page of Wands with the Moon and Truth. So again, that is it with the Hobbit Tarot. You can probably find it somewhere. Somebody's reselling it somewhere if you really want it. But it is out of print. So this is the CS Tarot. This one you can find on Make Playing Cards is where I bought this. And I just think it's going to go with any RWS. I pulled this one because it was the closest one to me that I had with a tan border. So I wanted to try it with this one. But I think any RWS is going to look nice with this. And that's nice. It's always nice to find a deck that pairs up nicely with your RWS. So look at that. I think it's beautiful together. And this is Pixie's artwork. It hasn't been changed. It's just been like maybe enhanced a little bit, cleaned up, and then he put the amber crackle backs behind it and, you know, the border. But this is Pixie's artwork. So any deck you have with Pixie's artwork, I think could go nicely with this. As you can see. The Sun with the Page of Pentacles and the Outcast. Empathy with the Chariot and the Ace of Swords. Look at that. The Magician and the Lovers with the Explorer. I'm thinking like maybe the Wiser Tarot might go nicely with this. Even the Centennial. I don't have that Centennial one, but the US Game Centennial might be a nice pair up as well. So that's the Rider-Waite Smith. This one is the CS Tarot for Make Playing Cards. I'll put the link down below. I'm pretty sure that you can still get this for Make Playing Cards. All right, so if you just want to look at some eye candy, I want to try the Victorian Romantic Tarot with it. This is the Baba Studios deck. I think that this one, I want to say that this is out of print as well now. I know that they brought it back a few times, and I grabbed one of them. I think they had maybe 2 more printings after this or something like that. But let me get that out of there. But yeah, I think this one might be gone now. But I'll put the link to their shop down below anyway, just in case you want to look around or whatever. But this is a deck I use quite a bit for love readings and interpersonal readings. And I think that I feel like this deck could do that. I don't think it's a love deck per se, but it feels very versatile. So I wanted to see how it would match up with this. And I do think they go nicely together. Sorry, I had to get the High Priestess out of there. So we have the Two of Cups with the Three of Pentacles and the Vulnerable. Yeah. So I like these. I will definitely. This one feels this feels more antique, I guess, and this feels more modern, even though it's just the art style because they've used these sort of classical paintings in this one that they've manipulated and collaged together to make the cards. But I don't mind this. I think this is pretty together. And in a bigger, if I wanted to do like a 9-card box, I think that this could work for me. Yep, I can see myself using these. That is the Victorian Romantic. Now I'm thinking, I wonder if it will go with the Tarot of Prague, which is my favorite of their decks. Should I get it out and try it? Let's try it while we're here. I had 2 other decks. I was trying to stay on task, but yeah, this is nice too. This is Tarot of Prague, the last edition. I think these you can still get. So I think that they still have these available. Look at this. I love it. And I use Tarot of Prague for anything. So, oh my gosh. I never would have even considered putting these together. I don't know why, because the first thing that came to my mind was the Victorian Romantic, but I love this. I think I like this even better. Yeah, I like this. I love that this fits so seamlessly into my world here, into the decks that I'm already using and loving and playing with. I don't have to it doesn't feel forced. It feels like it fits right in. It's going to do, I haven't read with it yet, obviously, but if it goes so well with all of these decks and it feels like even just looking at these little 3-card pulls that they want to read together well, that yeah, I can understand them together. I think that this is going to be great. Great, great, great. Yeah, I'm glad I picked this one up. So that is it with the Tarot of Prague. Okay, wanted to try it with a Marseille. So this is the Soprafina della Rocca. I showed earlier the English tarot, which is kind of pippy, but it's not a Marseille. I wanted to try it with this one. So let's see. The reason I thought of this one, of course, is because of the way that the cards are laid out is very similar. We have words on the side, and then the coloring just reminded me of this deck, So I thought, let's try it. The Mountain with the Devil and the Seven of Wands. Ambition and the Ten of Swords and the Fool. Wow. And look at this little guy here. He could be the fool, right? Pip and protector with the Two of Cups and the Ten of Coins. It looks really great with the pips for sure. And if you like to read with Marseille, but want to bring like a little bit of illustration to your table or to your reading, this could be a nice one to kind of just bring a little bit, sprinkle a little more illustration, you know. There you go. Yeah, I like this one. Not bad. Not bad. Okay, one more, and then we're gonna try the Jane Austen tarot because obviously I have to try the Jane Austen tarot. But I wanted to let me get this bug out of here. I wanted to just try everything else first because with the Jane Austen tarot in there, I also have the Jane Austen oracle, and I need to move everything around for that all to fit. So logistically, it made more sense to do that one last. All right, this is the Ehrenberg tarot. Did I show that? Yes, the Ehrenberg tarot. Um, yeah, the artwork reminded me of this, and yeah, I thought we could. And it's interesting that we have this eye and then another eye. So it's like they were like, yeah, we want to be together. We have the hands and the hands. That's cool. The candle and the sword. Let's see. Empathy with the Three of Cups and the Seven of Wands. King of Wands, Six of Cups, and the rebirth. Rebirth. Hanged Man, Six of Coins, and Hanged Man with a Six of Coins and grief. I've always thought that the illustrations on the Ehrenberg Tarot remind me of a storybook. So this one just came right to mind, and I love it. I love it. So yep, I like that this deck goes with. This is so exciting that this deck goes with so many things in my collection. Really excited about this. So that is the Ehrenberg Tarot, and then let's finally try it with my Edwardian Jane Austen looking, well, Jane Austen Tarot, Edwardian looking. Okay, Jane Austen Tarot, A Deck of Sense and Sensibility by Linda Falcon. This is, you can buy this, I think, exclusively at Barnes and Noble. I'll put the link down below if you're interested. I love it. I love this deck. Love the deck. Was really hoping they would go together, and was really hoping that they will pair up with, like, I could add this to my little Jane Austen world because I also have the Oracle. So now the tarot, I mean, yes, I could definitely use these together. I can see myself using these together. I definitely have seen others in my collection that aesthetically look better, but this could work for sure. Let's try it with the Oracle. Now this Oracle is real bold in color, so I'm gonna put it over here. And then I'm gonna put this deck over here, and then we'll put the tarot in the middle. Let's see how this goes. So far I'm not hating it. Yeah, no, I like this actually. This is cool. Yay. So I have another little one I can add to this little family. But this Oracle, the literary Oracle, I have a feeling is going to be just something that I pick up to do any kind of reading. I think it's going to be great for clarifying or, just holding the theme of a reading or holding space and all that kind of stuff for certain subjects and all that kind of stuff. And it has affirmations in it, so it could even work for daily pulls. I like this stuff. So I'm so glad I was able to pick it up. Thank you guys for using those links. so that I could get this one and bring it on the channel. So that's it. That's all I have for this beautiful new literary tarot deck, which is here in case you've gotten a little bit lost. Um, if you like this video, please give it a thumbs up. If you want to see more from me, you can subscribe. I release videos every few days regarding tarot and oracle. Links to anything that I can find links for will be in the description box below. Once again, if I am an Amazon affiliate, so if you use those links, it helps me out. I'm able to do things like I did today. And all you need to do is click the link and log in, add the item to your cart after you've logged in, and then once you check out, they will credit me. I appreciate anyone who is purchasing from Amazon and using those links. However, there are many other ways that you can support my channel if you would like, and all of those are listed in the description box below. So definitely take a look. And until I see you guys next time, stay safe and be blessed. Bye bye.